Ever since Microsoft bought Blizzard, it's been a lot harder to be excited about any sort of update that Blizzard happens to come out with for any of their games. Hey guys and gals, Mudahar here to talk about why AI is not good for gaming and how we have to keep teaching this lesson over and over again. Because remember what happened with the AI portraits a couple of months ago? Well, remember how people were so outraged that this was in the game that Hearthstone actually had to launch an investigation about the hero skins that were added into the game, and they did figure out it was AI generated. So after that was public knowledge to the community, what did they do? They put out a statement saying that the official Hearthstone illustration AI policy is, we on the Hearthstone team love art and are strong proponents of illustrations created by skilled artists. We appreciate the passion and imagination each of you bring to your work. Accordingly, we would like to remind you that all Hearthstone illustrations committed by Blizzard are expected to be original creations by you, the artist, and the use of generative AI tools at any stage in the development of Hearthstone illustration is strictly prohibited. Strictly prohibited. There's no if, ands, or buts about it. AI does not have a use in Hearthstone illustrations according to Blizzard themselves, and may result in cancellation of assignments and end to future assignments and other consequences. Please reach out to us if you have any questions. We'll be happy to answer them. Sincerely, the Hearthstone team. Now, I've got a little bit of some information that I want to let you guys know about in case you are not privy to it, but Microsoft, as of January of this year, invested $80 billion into AI innovation. So they are very clearly working on AI infrastructure for almost every single part of the development process one way or another. These funds will be used to develop cutting-edge data centers worldwide to power AI models and cloud-based applications. And if you guys don't remember, Microsoft is in charge of Blizzard right now, so most certainly some of these investments are probably going to trickle down into Blizzard because they own all the game studios now. This is what Microsoft does. First, we will be acquiring you, and then we will be firing you once we have all the AI nonsense that we want at our door. And why are we talking about this? Because Diablo just put out a crossover announcement, and instead of making a video talking about, ooh, is crossover good for the game? Is this something that's going to be in Hearthstone? No, this is just something that's going to be in Diablo. But I want you guys to find a seat if you can and just take a look at this image. I'll go ahead, give you guys a couple of minutes, because honestly, when I first saw this, my first assumption was to be like, ooh, they're adding more gambling in Blizzard games. There's gonna be Diablo gambling. But that's not the only thing that's happening here. There's just a lot of little itty-bitty mistakes that it seems that AI is responsible for when you give it into a prompt. It's just like right here, Righteous Protector. This is very clearly Righteous Protector, but there's something weird going on with the mana cost. The card, if you zoom up really close, has like a weird gibberish. It doesn't even have like the text on it whatsoever. AI is still very weird when it comes to generating text on top of things. There's Fading into the Wall. This guy's earlobe has two different weird lopes in it. I don't know if that's, what your guys' ears look like. Toronto looks pretty cool until you look at this thing that's clearly melting into our skin. The Hearthstone cards, this one's pretty okay, but this one is backwards for some reason. That doesn't usually happen when we put in Hearthstone cards. And I realize that some of this stuff might be a little bit nitpicky, but that's kind of what you have to do here, because there's no fucking plate with the meal that's prepared right here. There's just some fucking random meat on the table. I'm used to putting my meat on the table when it comes to playing Hearthstone decks because I'm a big brain gamer, but it's just like, what about this thing right here? Is this a card? Is this a game board? What's going on with this candle? So it's just like, when stuff like this happens, it is really hard to be excited about the future development of what's going on at Blizzard, because it seems like every single opportunity they are trying to get away with something that they have said that they are actively against. This is what's really pissing me off about a lot of these updates. It's like, what else do you really expect from us, the community, when we notice these things and we realize that you're trying to slip through the cracks, but you don't have the audacity to do a good job about it? It's just like, what is even going on here, man? It's like, is Blizzard really trying to feed us more AI slop already? Like, come on, we didn't learn this lesson when it came to the AI portraits, but maybe because this is technically Diablo instead of Hearthstone, it doesn't technically count with whatever policy that they put out here. Again, there is no AI currently within Hearthstone, but now there is a future crossover happening in Diablo using Hearthstone assets, and I'm pretty sure that this policy should still apply. I don't know, but I'm just here to say I'm just tired of this, man. I'm tired of every single week there seems to be some sort of new controversy happening around Blizzard. It is just really annoying to be part of this and to just expect to take this on the chin and just keep on going. I am sick and tired of all of the crap that is happening with AI recently, and to remind you guys about how much this company seems to be obsessed with AI. Remember when they had those recent string of layoffs where they laid off over 9,000 people, and they were like, hey, by the way, AI can provide emotional clarity and confidence, something that you guys could do as we're laying you off because of AI. That's right, you should talk to AI and cry to it, because that's the only thing that you're going to be able to do in this industry is to cry to AI, apparently. It's just I'm absolutely just annoyed by everything that goes into this thing. And I really just want to end this video by saying that I have no problem with AI being used within any sort of market or any sort of business. But the biggest issue that people do with AI is that they use it to replace instead of using it to enhance, or in order to come up with ideas, and then you use that AI slop and then you craft it into something, because sometimes the creative process is hard. You just need like one idea in order to get, you know, the ideas flowing and rolling. And sometimes I really do not care if you have to use AI in order to get a little bit creative. It's a tool, and you need to be using it as a tool instead of using this really weak tool to create a business and an infrastructure that just isn't there yet. I do not care if AI is used within any sort of business, but the moment that you start firing people in order to make the AI more relevant and cheaper on costs and stuff like that, that's where I have a problem, because it is impacting people's lives. It is ruining the art that it is trying to replicate, and the worst part about it is that we are just expected to expect more of this. It is really annoying how AI is completely infiltrating the gaming sphere, and we have to work twice as hard in order to point out these faults, because the companies that are responsible for this do not care unless they are caught. It is a classic gambler's gambit, where if I'm not cheating unless you catch me. Remember that episode of JoJo? Hey man, I didn't cheat. Your grandpa got skill diffed apparently, dude. So I just really needed to rant about this because I am absolutely annoyed. I am absolutely pissed. I am peeved. I am beyond pissed off that this keeps happening, and the only way that Blizzard or any of these companies will ever take accountability is if they're caught red-handed, and this needs to stop, and this needs to change for the sake of the gaming world.